Welcome back to the channel, guys, and I know we're off by a couple days here. Lots been going on into the background. Obviously, you guys know our next project to get started on is this blue STI from OTL, and we will be getting started on that soon. But today is another wonderful high 90-degree day, and I don't feel like being out in the heat today, so we're going to be working in the garage. So let's go ahead, see what we have going on in there. So since we're in the garage, you're going to hear some echoing, and I obviously have the AC on, so it's nice and cool in here today. And we have Gray's motor behind me. Now you'll notice there is no VA bait here right now, so I went ahead, got the header fixed at Ranchbuilt, took the car out there. They are doing some custom modifications to make sure we don't ever go back into first gear again. So they are creating a shifter lockout for us. So that is where the car is right now. Gives me the room of the garage, which is nice. We also found a boost leak issue on it, so they're fixing that as well. You guys, if you've been following for a while, remember the car had a pinhole or something on the intercooler when we first built the car, and it's been that way. And it seems that it has cracked along where it mounts on the weld. So definitely was a huge boost leak. That's why we weren't able to continue our passes that one night. I'll probably go ahead and put a picture in here for you so you guys can see. But that thing, pretty impressive. So I'm excited to get that car out. For now, it's going to be Series Gray time. As you guys have been knowing, we've been getting this thing going back together, reviving it, bringing it back. And I mentioned the last time what engine we're going to be doing in it. And this build, I think, is going to be a lot more relatable for most. But what we have here is one of our BBR Stage 3 engines. So this starts off with a factory case. This is a newer case. If you guys see here, this is a 706, so it's a nice casting case, one of the newest ones out there. And what we have here is we have a set of Manley platinum pistons in this, and we have a set of Manley H-beam rods in here as well. Now this walk we rate for 500 wheel. This thing is going to be probably a little bit overpowered in grade, to be honest with you guys, but that's all right. As you can see here, we have a set of head studs in here. These are a set of ARP 625 plus head studs, so you can already tell we're kind of overshooting what this walk is going to be able to hold for power wise. And now, since this thing is going to be going in gray, you guys have heard me talk about it, we have a new turbo for it. So right here we have a new Gen 2 GTX 3582R. So we got this, we actually bought this from Nick all the way over in Hawaii. If you look over there, we have a twin scroll ETS kit that I am now hoarding for Hyper Blue. So Hyper Blue's original kit is what we've had on gray, and that is a V-band ETS rotate kit. So you guys know that's all we use on the channel for the most part, but we have found the limits of that V-band, and we have a twin scroll kit for this car for where we're going to be going with it, and it's going to still hold up to that BBR 1000 on the side, guys. But like I said, it is on the back burner. We have more important things we're focusing on right now. Right now, we're focusing on gray, and we are going to be using, this is an OG set of ETS's headers. They now have a new max flow header. These are the original ones, but that's what's going to be going on there is the ETS equal length header with the rotate turbo kit and this Gen 2 GTX 3582R. So now, since we did step the turbo up, because the last time we used to have a GTX 3576, which to those that don't know what that is actually one of my favorite street turbos, guys. That thing responds like a 35 for power, but spools like the smaller 30R of the Garrett series. So definitely a great turbo. We're going to step things up though with this Gen 2 3582R, and with stepping them up, we have gray cylinder heads here. These things, we got these things all rebuilt. They have a brand new set of BC 280 camshaft in it. So we used to have the 272s, but we have found the limits of those things, guys. And to be honest, I really don't offer those for anything over 600 wheel anymore. So that's why we're switching these out. Now, you're probably doing numbers in your head. You know, 600 wheel, 272s, they would have probably fit perfectly fine with the Stage 3 behind me. These 280s though, and that 3582, that thing's gonna have a higher power band. And switching over to these 280s, they're going to be able to hold that power band out further. So we are going to be revving this thing out quite a bit, guys. This is a standard 2.5 displacement. That's what we use on everything, even our Stage X that's in the race car. And we are going to be revving this engine out on pump gas, probably about 8,500, and then on E85 we could rev it all the way out to 9,800. So that's why we went with the BC280s, give us a better power band. I think honestly what we're gonna do with this thing is it's probably just gonna rev to 8,500 range, even on ethanol. And these camshafts are gonna give us a much better power band, hold that power up to redline. We all know Garrett, guys, you guys in the background are going, what the heck, you always use precision turbos? Originally, I always used to use Garrett turbos because we had issues at that time with precision smoking on Subarus. And so I keep going back and forth between the two, and Garrett's just always lacked in the power department, guys. The precision, it doesn't matter. You can just keep pushing them and they'll keep making power, even if the power graph doesn't look pretty. You know, they'll start to taper off. They'll make your number and then they'll taper off in the back end. But this thing is gonna be plenty fine for the wife, guys. That's what I'm trying to focus on. I'm trying to, you know, I don't know about downgrade, but just pull it back a little bit and make it more suited for the wife. So a stage 3, yeah, we're gonna be pushing the limits of it, guys. But this thing is easy available, quickly available. Right now, we have so many orders with the closed decks that we are out a good bit on the closed decks right now. So even if I wanted to do a closed deck in this, guys, it would have been probably about 8 to 10 weeks before I got the block. And you know what? I just don't want to wait that long. So we'll put the stage 3 in here and we might crack a sleeve. If we do, we do. I guess that's the end of it. But till then, it's going to be nice because 1, we have a smaller head stud. 2, we have a weaker cylinder wall. So it's going to put a lot more on me as a tuner to keep this thing alive. So I'm excited to play around with it. Obviously, guys, you've been seeing our stock motor car builds, and you guys seeing those things make 500 wheels. So you're probably like, well, geez, this thing is only rated for 500 wheel. What's the point? And the point is of doing an upgraded short block in your STI is to get the reliability side of it. You know, obviously we have forged pistons. We have a much stronger rod, so I can ramp in that torque sooner on your guys' power band. And that gives you a better driving car and a motor that can sustain that power so it can live longer. So this is definitely a good option for everyone, even if you are making 500 on a stock motor, guys. We know everything has a timeline for how long it's gonna live, especially depending on how you treat it. So take that with all those videos you see. And this block is rated for 500. That is on a Mustang dyno, so that is a little bit lower on the reading. We have made over that 500 number on the Mustang, and usually that is right around that 580, 600 mark on a dyno jet to give you an idea. But I rate these things at 500 wheel. We're gonna be putting it together with these heads and that turbo kit. So today, that is what we're gonna be focused on. And I did put up a video before about, you know, what head gaskets we use per power. This thing is gonna be getting a factory OEM head gasket on the block. You know, if we had a closed deck, then obviously that's when we would change the head gasket, because 1, we have a deck surface here from when they're doing a closed deck. 2, we have most likely decked heads unless they're doing brand new heads. These heads have been decked, so I'm a little bit leery. I probably should have done a different head gasket on here, because I think we might run into some timing issues on the front. If that's the case, then we're gonna have to pick up some adjustable pulleys to correct it. But we're kind of gonna roll with it right now and see what happens. So I'm gonna get those heads ready to go on this block, start putting this thing together. I don't know how much I'm gonna record throughout the process, guys. I'm just gonna try to get this thing tossed together today, get as far as we can to where we can get this thing ready to go in the car. So once I start getting going, you guys will see. So let's get this thing thrown together, get it into a lawn block, get it ready for gray. And there we have it, guys. We have a nice bare long block here. You can tell I put the cam seals in while I was putting these together. It just makes it easier. So that thing is all together. Now we can start finally dressing this thing up. And the next steps that I always do after it's like this is take care of the ABCS system. Because if you don't, then you put your crossover on, and when you put this crossover tube on, you can't get this ABCS line that runs here. So I just start there. That's a good place to start. So I'm going to start getting all the ABCS on this thing and start getting the front of this engine together. I still need to modify the oil pump, which we do offer as well. That is going to be put onto the website here soon, along with long blocks, guys. So it is coming. Like I said, we are fully revamping the website. I am in the process, so it is going to happen. So just wait. I will tell you. I'll let you guys know as soon as it is all fully updated. And we have some new merch drop coming, so definitely excited to show you guys that. I'm gonna get back going on this, try to get as far as I can before the wife gets home. She's at work, and I haven't told her we're working on it, so we're gonna get her a good reaction here. And I got a really pissed off dog at me to let him outside. What do you want, horse? Huh? What do you want? Oh yeah? What do you want? You want food? Is that your food, Talk? What do you want? Huh? Apparently, he wants some food. Fat ass. Yeah, you're a fat ass. Ah. Jeez. Alright guys, I've been working away, and as you can tell, this thing is pretty much complete. And I got all the timing on. I figured I would bring you guys on board to see if I regret my decision here of using the stock head gasket with heads that I know have been decked. So I don't recall how much they've been decked at first, but I think they've been decked. This is the second time because we've had those Firelock gaskets on here. So now I'm just cranking her over, and we'll see how much we line up. Now if we don't line up, then we're gonna have to get those adjustable pulleys that end up going right here, and they tighten up on the belt. So let's see here. We are pretty much online there, and you can tell we're about half a tooth off there, and we're a tooth off there. So damn guys, let's move this a little bit more because I'm not completely lined up with the crank. I'm just trying to bump it over, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. We're about half a tooth, and here we are half a tooth. So I mean, that would work. It's just, it would definitely benefit later on from getting those adjustable pulleys if I ever have to pull this thing back apart again, which I really hope I don't have to. But this thing is definitely, I mean, it's pretty close right now. I could probably move it a little bit more. That's too much. Ah, dang it. Now we gotta go all the way around again. So, thing turns over beautiful though. Everything's good to go. This is just the part that I did, and I was kind of hoping that, you know, it would be fine, which there I bumped it over. Well, that's about half a tooth, guys, so I guess I gotta make that decision right now. Half tooth, I mean, worst case, this thing froze camshaft position or camshaft over timing code. And well, guess who the tuner is and who the builder is. So I mean, it's not the end of the world. If this was customer related, then yeah, 100% we would be doing pulleys right now. My personal stuff, I'd say it's gonna run just fine. So I've ran worse than this before, and you guys have seen on Travis's where I've done like the mix of trying to get it to line up on timing, that and I don't like doing that. I would rather just buy the pulleys for it. So like I said, if it throws a code for it, then we'll have to end up getting those pulleys. It's not like it's gonna hurt anything right now. It just will end up throwing a code. And obviously you want those to line up, guys. I'm not telling you to go out there and do this. This being personal, that's why it's a bit different. And being a half a tooth off, guys, that's pretty common when you start decking heads on these things and you use a factory gasket or factory thickness gasket. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it's fine, ready to roll. So that means I can continue on with getting this thing together. And I think I'm gonna play a good old trick on the wife. So she's still at work, she should be off any minute. I'm gonna try, get the oil pan on this thing, get the header on it, which is a real freaking pain. That's probably why ETS changed that design. That header is probably end of the world to get on here. And get the turbo sitting over there so that it looks like a complete motor ready to drop in. I'm gonna tell her we had some problems today. She doesn't know that we were working on it, and tell her we're not gonna be able to put it together for a couple weeks. So I'm gonna try to get her good for you guys. So, well, let me get to this, try to get through it, see if I can get that far, and then hopefully you'll be seeing her reaction of a not ready to go car. All right, guys, I was able to get this thing where I wanted to be able to surprise the wife. Now, keep in mind, this intake manifold isn't bolted on. It's just sitting here because we're gonna have to put that pipe through. And I still need to clock this turbo too, so keep in mind that's not done. There's a few things, but for the most part, it's together. And I made a decision, guys. This thing, I put that twin scroll turbo kit on it. So this is the ETS twin scroll turbo kit. You can see it comes up, back, and then we'll have our two wastegates. And I'm doing that because, well guys, this thing is gonna be for sale. So I'm gonna post this up. I'll see, this video might go up before I do, but this is an ETS V1 manifold that doesn't have hardly any miles on it. And I think this thing has like 2,000 miles on it. This thing's gonna go up for sale. And my other rotated kit, that is the V-band kit, guys, that's gonna go up for sale as well. So definitely comment down below or email me, unless I put otherwise in this video if it's sold already. But I'm gonna get some pictures of that stuff, get it sold. There's gonna be some bigger reasons why. I know I told you I got the twin scroll kit for Hyper Blue, but it's kind of on the back burner right now. I already mentioned to you guys, we are looking adamantly for a shop. So I have some other things that are a priority right now. So that means, unfortunately, I need to sell one of my rotated kits. And this is gonna be the one that gets sold. I'm gonna keep that twin scroll kit for later on. And I'm excited to see how that does. You know, being a stage 3, keeping that power band lower on it. You know, obviously we have BC 280, so we're gonna be revving the thing out, but I'm really curious to see how it comes into power. That's a Gen 2 3582R with a 1.15 T4 divided housing. So excited to see how it is. I'm glad we got this done before the wife got here, because I'm gonna frickin' give her a good scare, guys. So I'm gonna try to get it on the camera for you. I'm sorry if you had a bunch of wind noise in the background, because I've had the AC and the fan going in here, but I'll tell you what, it's been beautiful in here. So I'm gonna go ahead, get cleaned up in here, and wait for her to get home. It should be any minute now. Welcome home.
Thanks.
Now, you want the good or the bad news?
Neither.
Well, the bad news is, come see what else we broke, and it's gonna put us back a couple weeks on gray.
On gray?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
You see, when I picked up some parts today, and I finally started looking, I found some more broken parts. So, you wanna come see what we broke?
Like the motor?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense. Oh, fuck. You're lying!
Ha! Nice reaction. Didn't even get that much of a reaction out of you.
It's pretty. There's no way you broke anything. It's all brand new.
Well,
The heads aren't. Where are the heads from?
the heads were the ones from it.
Oh, yeah, so you could have broke the heads, but then the machine shop would have told you that weeks ago.
You notice what turbo kit's on?
I don't know how to tell. Is it twin because it has 2 of them?
Correct. And the fact that that's down there. So there's one for sale, guys, and that's the one that's going on there. It's a freaking lot of work to do without you.
Yeah, why'd you do it without me?
You gonna help me put this in the car?
Sure. I don't know. It was a lot of hard work.
Wow.
That was a lot of stuff for one day. You're pointing up at the ceiling.
Well, this thing's freaking ready to go in the car, guys. Now we have to find out when we get some time off here. I thought we were gonna get a better reaction. I'm pretty let down.
I don't believe you.
No. I'm not down on you.
How how could it be broke? It literally doesn't even make sense if anything was broke.
I don't know, but it's complete. Instant happy.
I'm happy when it runs.
Oh, okay,
But we're
fine.
getting
You can
there.
make it run.
We're getting there.
So here's everything that's for sale, guys. Like I said, I don't know if it'll be sold by the time this video goes up or not, but if it is, I'll post in here and say it is. But full rotate kit, you can either have it with a 6870 and party, or
It looks newer than my turbo. It looks cleaner than my
that's
turbo.
because it is newer than your turbo. It has less miles.
But that's when it was on grade?
Mm-hmm.
How? Because from behind the turbo, it did not look like that at all.
You mean the 35R that we were looking at?
I'm just saying that one looks prettier than the one that's on it.
Well, this one just needs a little shine me up. Okay, this came all the way from frickin' Hawaii, salt land.
Saltland.
So with all the heat and salt water, I don't know, we'll clean this thing up. Maybe we'll powder coat it. Anyway, she's freaking blocking my sail here. I don't know. When I post this video, it might be a little bit jumbled. But that's gonna wrap it up, guys. That's gonna wrap up this build for today. It's ready to go in the car. Now I'm waiting for part-timer here to help me get it in the car.
Part-timer.
Yeah, part-timer.
I work 7 days a week. I'm not part-timer. You're part-timer.
She's part-timing.
You take Sundays off every Sunday.
You know what, pal? More people want to see us in videos because how much you bitch at me.
I know, because I'm funny. You're a loser without me.
Funnier. Well, that's gonna end it out, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed seeing some time-lapse because I haven't done that in a while, but got this thing together, ready to go in the car. And until the next episode, I'll see you guys in then.
Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground. Living life up in the fast lane. Life, though you lemons, you just put them in Coronas, Coronas, Coronas. I've been working, I need that advance with the bonus, the bonus, the bonus. Ain't no thoughts about tomorrow, I'm just living in the moment, the moment, the moment. Full tank of gas and 200 on the dash, bitch, I'm zoning, I'm zoning, I'm zoning. Fast lane, living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground.